Have you ever caught yourself kind of sleepwalking through your own life? Yeah, I think we all know the feeling. You wake up, you rush through your morning routine, you stress about work, and boom, before you know it, the day is just gone. We get so lost in the daily grind that it's actually really easy to lose sight of what, actually matters. Well, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're walking through a pretty profound, honestly shocking narrative. It's a powerful source story that serves as an absolute wake-up call for literally anyone who has ever taken their loved ones for granted. All right, let's just dive right into this. So, I want you to imagine this scenario. It starts as just another ordinary morning, right? You're getting ready for the office, your mind is already racing ahead to all the emails and tasks of the day. But then, you glance down at the morning newspaper, and your heart completely stops. Because right there, in the death column, is your own photograph. I mean, no way, right? It's an impossible, terrifying, inciting incident. What on earth are you doing in the obituaries? How did we even get here? Section 1. The heavy routine. Caught in the grind. Okay, let's rewind to the night before. He went to bed after feeling this really sharp, searing pain in his chest. His wife rubbed his chest, she got him some water, but he was just so overwhelmed by exhaustion that he fell asleep without saying a single word. So when he wakes up at 8 a.m., his absolute first priority is shouting, "Where's my coffee?" He's totally stressed about irritating his boss. But his reality has fundamentally shifted. The house is completely silent. His calls to his family, entirely unanswered. And this really strange, heavy isolation brings us to the next phase of his realization. Section 2. The Unseen Observer. A Silent House. So now he's curious, and honestly a bit frightened by the dead silence. He walks into his living room, and there he finds a crowd gathered. People are whispering in these really low voices. Some are weeping quietly. And then he sees it. He sees himself lying there, still and cold. When he tries to speak, no one looks at him. No one reaches out. He realizes with just absolute horror, and I quote, "They were touching my feet as I lay on the bed, their faces filled with grief that I could not bridge." He is literally an unseen ghost standing right next to his mourning family, completely unable to offer them even a shred of comfort. Section 3. The Weight of Regret. Words left unsaid. Now the panic really begins to set in. He looks into the next room and sees his family huddled together, just desperately trying to console one another. And right there is his little boy crying. The truly tragic part here, the child doesn't even fully understand the finality of death. He's weeping simply because he sees the tears pouring down his mother's face. Our protagonist is hit with this crushing realization. How on earth could he leave without ever telling his son how much he truly loved him? And the emotional rhythm just keeps building as these regrets begin to stack on top of one another. He looks over at his grieving wife. This is the woman who rushed to his side the night before to soothe his chest pain. He realizes, with sheer terror, that he is leaving this world without telling her she's the most beautiful and caring woman in the world. He had just drifted off to sleep without a single word. The crescendo just continues. He sees his parents in the huddle of mourners, and the sheer desperation hits him. How could he leave them behind without thanking them for making him the man he was? All these words, all this immense gratitude, it's all completely trapped inside him now. Then he looks over to the corner of the room and spots a man wiping away tears. It's his former best friend. They had been kept apart for years by this petty misunderstanding and inflated egos. Seeing his friend's intense grief, the protagonist actually reaches out his hand pleading, "Dear friend, I'm sorry. Please forgive me." But there's no response. The friend isn't holding on to his ego anymore. The tragic reality is that he simply cannot hear him. The estrangement is now completely permanent. Under the crushing, suffocating weight of all these unsaid words, he literally falls to his knees. He cries out to the Almighty, screaming to the heavens for just a few more days. He is desperately begging for one more chance to just hug his child. One more chance to make his mother smile, to make his father proud, and to thank his friends for staying in his life despite his absence. He runs into his bedroom and looks straight into the mirror, but the reflection feels entirely hollow. He whispers the question to the empty room. Am I dead? The suffocating reality of his unspoken love and unresolved relationships just hangs heavy in the silent air of that room. But right at the absolute climax of his despair, the nightmare abruptly shifts. Section 4. The Second Chance. Waking up. A gentle voice suddenly slices right through the thick horror of the nightmare.
You were shouting in your sleep. The protagonist bolts upright in bed. And there, standing right next to him, shaking him lightly with this worried look on her face, is his wife. She asks, "Did you have a nightmare?" And man, a tidal wave of profound relief washes over him. It was a dream. He isn't gone. His wife is right there, warm and within his reach. He doesn't wait for a second. He doesn't worry about his coffee or his boss or his daily routine. He immediately pulls his wife into a tight embrace. He drops all his ego, all his assumptions that there will always be a tomorrow, and he whispers directly into her ear, "You are the most beautiful and caring wife in the universe. I truly love you." A smile breaks through the confusion in her eyes, followed by tears of joy. In that single moment, he realizes just how much he had taken her for granted, hiding behind his daily grind and his ego while she quietly cared for everything. And this profound shift, it brings us right out of the story and directly into our own lives.
Section 5. Life measured in smiles. The ultimate lesson.
We spend so much of our time measuring our daily progress in arbitrary metrics. We measure our commutes and our physical distance in miles. But the source material leaves us with this incredible, profound realization: life is truly measured in smiles. It's measured in the actual impact we have on the people standing right in front of us. And this builds into a really practical framework for how we should operate today. The protagonist walked away with these new rules for living, and they directly challenge us. First, let go of ego. Ego is what kept him from his best friend. Second, leave the past behind. Third, express your love while you still have the physical breath in your lungs to actually say the words. And finally, do not wait for a second chance. In the story, he woke up, but in reality, that second chance may never come. Which leaves us with this final, absolutely vital question. Look at your own life, your own routines, your own unsaid words. Who do you need to forgive today? Who do you need to hug? Drop the petty egos. Express your gratitude. Really, what are you waiting for? Do it before your own time runs out.